Hello and welcome to Let's Talk SEO. Today I'm going to talk about the most common mistakes people make when auditing their website. And after auditing literally thousands of websites, I've come across problems that go unnoticed, and even the webmaster or the person who owns the website is not aware that these problems exist. And the drawback to that is it causes a lot of technical issues with the website, but not only that, it will drag your rankings down. So I decided to make this video and make this like a kind of like a top 10, and so you can run through all these things that I show you and to find these issues on your website. So run from the first right till the very end, and make sure you run through all the steps to find all the issues with your website. Now, this is specifically important for people who have WordPress websites, because WordPress does cause a lot of these issues. But even if you don't have a WordPress website, a lot of this will be applicable. Just to make a point, I have run the audits through some of the most popular websites. So you can see that even these gigantic websites with hundreds of people as employees are making the same mistakes. So if you like the video, like and subscribe, and I'll jump right into the top 10. Now, if your website runs on WordPress, there is a very good chance that it causes every page you've uploaded to have its own dedicated page. Every image that you've uploaded will cause WordPress to generate its own individual page, which Google will index, because these are not no index pages. And literally, it's the page will just have your header, the footer, and the image, and that's just about it. And many sites just have more images, and then that means that they have more image pages than text pages or contextual pages. And when they're live and Google is crawling those image pages and it sees that it has more image pages and less content pages, that causes technical issues, because it's not seeing the contextual relevance of those images to your content or to what your website is about. It often means that you're going to lose a robot, and it also is one of the reasons why people experience the discovered and not indexed problem with their website, or because Google just can't make head or sense of the site. So here's a live example of how this looks and what you should do to check it. 30% of websites, especially the big websites I've audited in the past year, have this issue, and especially the ones that are using WordPress. And what I've found with WordPress websites, Google will end up indexing a lot of these websites, despite the fact that these pages aren't supposed to be indexed. And so because people have not put in the no index in the robot.txt file. So if you don't have a no index in the robot.txt file, it's going to cause problems, and you're going to have issues with Google indexing. It's also, if you're indexed, you're going to have a problem ranking. So you might as well take these steps. So the pages that don't matter are being indexed, then you're going to have this problem. And the easiest way I found to just run your website through and just see if pages that you don't want Google to find, Google is finding, just run this, just use Google itself. So here's how you can do it. Just search to find more pages on your website, and this is a very easy thing to do. Just go to google.com, just put in your domain, whatever your domain is, and then .com, then put in your website, and what Google does is just searches through your website, looking for the index error for lorem SPM. So this is like when you first create your pages, or when there is when you designing web CMS designers, like I think Team Forest, or if you're using Elementor or any one of these things, they would insert these lorem SPM pages, and the problem with that is if you don't remove them, they get indexed. And sometimes I've run across literally dozens of these pages, and it's just empty Laureus SPM pages, and that would hurt your rankings a great deal. So make sure that the WordPress theme demo data, you're scrubbing it through, because that's gonna be bad for you. So the other common source of thin content, and this is why all of this is important, is because thin content is bad for your rankings. And if you've got thin content, you're not going to rank as well. Now, a lot of people come to me saying that we've got a lot of content on our website, but Google, for some reason, sees that as thin content. But when I run this through, and I look at this, I see websites that have these issues, and Google sees that as being thin content, and so you're always going to have a problem with thin content if you don't fix it. Another common source of thin content is a website that goes overboard with tags and categories, and this is a common issue. Applied to blogs, this goes, blogs, forums, e-commerce sites, they're all offenders. While I would say you should use tags, and you should use categories on your pages, but it should be used in moderation. If you go overboard with it, you're gonna have problems, especially if you're using WordPress and Magento. These are the two CMSs that I've seen that have these problems. And so it's not great when you have these half-empty pages or post pages, and they haven't been updated for years. Sometimes there's a category page with just one page, and that one page has 500 words. That is not something that you want. Okay, so the other thing you'd want to avoid, and this is something that comes up with a lot of audits, especially for larger sites, is try to avoid having older dates showing up with recently published posts. And what that does is, if you have older posts showing up with newer posts, your click-through rate goes down. And after lots of experimentation with my own website, so here's how it looks. And as you can see, that this kind of looks odd, and this is a popular website, and because it looks odd, you're going to lose rankings, and you're going to lose click-through. And remember, the other thing is, if your click-through rate is not great, Google sees that as the results not being what people are looking for or matching the intent, and then Google rejigs the intent, and that would mean that eventually, if enough of this happens, your website might not appear at all. So you need to be careful. Okay, so how do you find these pages that would have the old date and the new date, or these mismatched pages? Is you use Google itself. You go to Google, you put in your domain name, and you change the date range in the tools. So you go to tools, you go to anytime, to custom range, and go to the previous year. In my case, you can go to a year before the previous year as well, just to check if your everything is looking right. And then you note down any of the URLs that aren't what you expect. Go in there and fix it. And the next one is with navigation links. And my God, in the past month, I have seen more of these problems with people who have requested an audit from me after the recent update. This is something I had to put on the list. A lot of people on the channel who have asked me to audit their websites. This is one of the problems I found. Now, if you can't afford an audit and you have not reached out to me, and you're now ranking as well, just do this. This is a problem I'm pretty sure you have. So the key navigational links should not go through a redirect, and so this is what's called a chain direct. So it goes from HTTP to another HTTPS, or to a www, or to a non-www, or a trailing slash to a non-trailing slash. This is more common. Again, I'm going to say this is more common than you think. And even with Business Insider, I just ran an audit of Business Insider just to show you guys that even these big ass websites have this problem. It's the exact same issue. So while a 301 or a 308 redirect should pass all its weight, and that's fine. Why do you want to have it? So why do you want to have a 301, or why do you want to have a 308? You know, you shouldn't have a gazillion of these on your website. It slows down the experience. Not only does it slow down the experience, but it also, you know, it will have many people just click off your website. If you're not Business Insider, and you know, you're a lesser known website, you're losing potential people, and that's never a good thing. And you don't want to lose visitors, because those redirects are just adding more time to load, and a lot of people with slower internet connections, and it's going to be a problem. So now we're heading into the new year. It's going to be 2023 in maybe a month or so, and it's then from 2023 it's going to be 2024, and so this is relevant for each year. So if you're updating your headlines to 2023, and this is a very common problem, to update their headlines, they should go and they should update all the headlines. If it's updated information from 2022 to 2023, like for instance, the best SSDs to buy in 2022, you want to update that to the best SSDs to buy in 2023. If you have a page with the best e-bikes to buy in 2022, updated to best e-bikes to buy in 2023, you know, rejig the content a little bit, add more context to it, add more, you know, date relevant products to it. But if you're going to change it in the H1, which is mostly people do, you're going to also have to take a second look at your title. Make sure that the title includes the date as well. I've seen this a lot. People would change it in the H1 but not in the title. It's important. So the H1 will say 2023, but the title will say 2021 or 2022, and that's bad for your SEO. And so the easiest way to find these on your website is, again, go to Google, put it in your website, put it in title, search with no quotes and brackets, and the issue can be caused also by your CMS. It does happen. So if the headlines don't sync and the custom title tag formula, you know, seen in the WP SEO plugins, a lot of these plugins that people use a custom formula, and you know, they just add the date to it, and to the title, and the title is not updated, but the H1 is updated, and that causes problems. So this quick search will help you find this issue. So next one is, you would try to avoid sending key internal links to pages you're not trying to rank. If you're not trying to rank, for instance, the About Us page, privacy page, you're not trying to rank the cookies policy page, and you're not trying to rank, let's say, a private page for paid members. You're trying to avoid, you know, ranking all of these pages, and so try to avoid sending key internal links to these pages, because, for example, you know, this is common sense, but there's a lot of people that use these SEO tools, and this happens automatically. And the key internal links to pages you're not trying to rank, for example, they can analyze someplace else. So this is extremely important, and this is also extremely common for people who use Shopify. So if you're a Shopify user, this is for you. If you're a WooCommerce user, probably not much of a problem, but it's not the end of the world. Sometimes the entire sites are built in this way, which isn't ideal. Okay, so the last piece of advice I would say is, once you've taken care of all of these fundamentals, the most common issue with sites is that they're so similar that Google sees that as, you know, just pushing content out for Google. You want to make your website stand out. You want to provide unique information, even if it's that sliver of unique information that helps you stand out. That will help establish you as an authority. Now, put out the video. Also, guys, I do SEO for a living, so if you're looking for someone to do SEO for you, there's a link in the description. Click the link, and you know, just go ahead and just contact me, and someone from my company will get in touch with you, or I will get in touch with you, and then you can discuss. I've sent out a lot of emails to people. People contact me to get a form. I send them an email. I never get a reply. So my assumption is it goes into the spam folder. If this has gone into your spam folder, check your spam folder, see if there's an email from me. I respond to every one of those who fill in the form. So just go ahead and check your spam folder. Again, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.